That is the field before the lines and bases are put down. The grounds crew performs the same ritual for every game on every field, laying chalk lines, putting down bases, mowing the outfield. It's as timeless as the game itself, and it's all in anticipation of two words: play ball.
All right, welcome to the 2019 Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone State Tournament. We're ready to get things started here today. First games are underway, all 9 o'clock games, and today we have for you the visiting team from Sumter, and the home team will be Bluffton National. Oh, I apologize. Today is Sumter versus Gregg Park. I apologize.
Come back, sir.
All right, but we're ready for the first pitch here in moments. Pitching today for the home team from Gregg Park will be number 4, Jackson Wright. It's a beautiful day out here. We have games at 9 and 11:30 here on field number 3. Tournament will go all the way till Thursday, but we're ready for some of the best 11 and 12-year-old baseball here in the state of South Carolina. Just so we can announce the coaches real quick for each team. Coaching for Gregg Park is manager Ed Flowers, assistants are Chris Hamilton and Zach Rary. Coaches for Sumter will be Chad Wiltsey, Mark Farrell, and Noel Davis. Run down here real quick for you. The lineup for Sumter will be number 5 leading off be B.J. Balls. Number 13 Carson Wiltsey will be in the 2-hole. Batting third will be number 2 Drew Farrell. Cleanup number 11 Carson Todd. After that, number 19 Dre Mitchell. Number 7 Joseph Chapman. Then we have number 4 forward Wilder. Number 27 Marion Davis. Number 14 Peyton Price. Number 12 Caden Champagne. Number 21 Corey Bailey, and number 9 Jeremiah Burson.
B.J. Ball.
And looks like we're about ready here for the first pitch of the tournament. Leading off for Sumter, as I just mentioned, will be number 5 B.J. Balls. Pitching number 4 Jackson Wright. We got some bios here from the teams, and just want to mention that Jackson Wright's favorite movie is Major League. I'm impressed with that. That's an old soul there. What a great comedy. All right, we're just about ready for the first pitch, and here we are. First pitch in there, swing and a miss. It was a check swing for strike number 1.
We'll give you some bios of the players as we go this afternoon. Aaron Guthrie, who just led off his favorites.
About ready for pitch number 2 coming from Jackson Wright, and it's in there, swing and a miss. Quickly ahead of the count, 0-2 is the pitcher for Gregg Park, Jackson Wright. Out of bat, B.J. Balls. When he grows up, he wants to be a baseball player and hope he can make plenty of money for his family. Here's the next pitch, and it's a good bit outside for ball 1. 1-2 count here early on in the top of the first. No outs. Leadoff batter still at bat. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss in the first strikeout of the game there for Jackson Wright with Gregg Park. So quickly 4 pitches in and 1 out here in the top of the first. Next up to bat for Sumter will be number 13 Carson Wiltsey. Carson's father is the manager of the Sumter team. ready for the first pitch here to Carson.
Deflected by the pitcher who throws on to first. Good play.
Here's the pitch. It's a little high and outside for ball one. Carson's favorite team there is the Atlanta Braves. But he does play football as well. And he would like to be a pro baseball player when he grows up. Here's next pitch coming from Jackson Wright, and then it's in there for a strike. 1-1 count here in the top of the first, still one out. Jackson looks like he's hitting the zone often here. He toes the rubber here, and Carson's ready to hit. And here comes pitch 3 from Jackson. Is fouled off here to the backstop for strike 2. So again, 1-2 count here to the batter.
You got seven pitches so far? I forgot I was It's not awake yet.
All right. Here we go. Looks like we're ready for the payoff pitch. Here comes from Jackson. Swing and a miss. Nice slider there by Jackson Wright. So quickly 2 strikeouts here for Jackson Wright here in the top of the first. 2 outs for Sumter. And coming to bat will be number 2, Drew Farrell.
Farrell.
And Union County will be right back. You are watching.
I think it's Farrell.
The Beaufort County
He'll be the first pitch here coming from Jackson. Swung and tapped softly to first base. It looks like it'll stay in play, and Jackson Wright, well, he didn't hurry too much to first base, but he still made it in time to get out number 3. So after the top half of the first inning, Jackson made quick work of the Sumter All-Stars. So we'll move on to the bottom of the half. Score 0-0. You're here on the County Channel. All right, we're back here on the County Channel, ready for the bottom half of the first inning. Leading off for Gregg Park will be number 00, Timothy Smith. Pitching, or starting pitching, that is, for Sumter will be Drew Farrell. And I apologize for any bad pronunciations of names.
Pitch on the way, misses outside, the count's 3-0.
Go ahead and get that out of the way so
He
if
wants it
anybody
up
gets
back
upset. So,
along the fence line, taking
all right, looks like we're about ready. Had to move a bat from the on deck circle over there. Ready for the first pitch of the bottom half of the first. Looks like Drew's ready.
Ball 4, so the first base runner of the morning.
Here's the first pitch coming in there from Drew. Fastball in there, swung on and missed. Strike one on Timothy Smith, 0-1 count. Jackson Wright for Gregg Park had a quick first inning. Drew looked like he'll try to do the same for Sumter. Here comes the next pitch. Line drive to right field, and that'll get down for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Gregg Park here in the bottom of the first inning. So no outs, runner on first. The next out of battle will be number 44, Jackson Wright.
Now 1 ball, no strike to Tanner Harden, shortstop for Union County.
Just periodically.
Up to bat, third baseman number 13, Seb Taylor.
All right. Number 44, Jackson Wright steps into the bat. Drew toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. In the ground, or excuse me, in the dirt for a ball. Good block by the catcher, number 13, Carson Wiltsey. One 0 count here to Jackson Wright. Drew steps off, wants to reset. Looks like he might have a little problem seeing the signals. Looks like he's about ready to pitch. Here's the pitch. Oh, there goes the runner. Chad throws down a second, and good throw. And he gets Timothy Smith on an attempted steal. So that's one out there. 2 balls. That was a ball there in there from Drew. But good throw down there from the catcher from Sumter, Carson Wiltsey, and a good pick by the shortstop, number 19, Dre Mitchell. He made a nice nab and tag there. Here's the pitch from Drew, and it's in there for a strike. I think that's a 2-1 count. Yeah, 2-1 count here to Jackson Wright, the batter from Gregg Park. So Drew got a little help from Carson there. Here's the next pitch in there, low for ball 3, so 3-1 count and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Batter Jackson Wright up, making sure he finds his pitch before he swings. So here's the pitch from Drew, low for ball 4, so another runner will be on for Gregg Park here. So a walk there for Jackson Wright. Next of the bat here for the Gregg Park All-Stars will be number 23, Riker Height.
Pitch to the outside, delay.
Give a total of 8 pitches so far.
1 and 2.
7.
All right, so we're about ready to run on first here in the bottom of the first for Gregg Park. Should have 2 runners on, but a runner was caught stealing earlier in the inning. Here's the first pitch to, ball gets squeaks by Carson Wiltsey, the catcher, and the runner will advance to second base. I'm not sure that'll be a pass ball or an error. So we got a 1-0 count here to Riker. Here's the next pitch from Drew inside for ball 2, so 2-0 count here to Riker.
2-2 count. The pitch is popped up foul again, back toward the screen and over the screen.
Jackson's got a good lead over there on second base. Here's the pitch from Drew. Oh, chopper over to first base. That's going to be a tough play. First baseman takes off to first and beats the runner there. Nice play by the first baseman. That was a high chopper. Good play by number 5, B.J. Balls. So that's now 2 outs here. Runner does advance to third base on the ground ball out. So runner on third, 2 outs for Gregg Park, and the cleanup hitter will be coming to bat, number 9, Preston McNair. Can y'all hear me? I'm having dead All right, so Drew toes the rubber. He's ready for the first pitch and there's a line shot to short. Nice play by the shortstop and thrown on the first, but yeah, he did get him in time for out number 3. Good play by the shortstop for Sumter, number 19, Dre Mitchell. So they had a little bit of excitement there, but no runs on one hit there for Gregg Park. But the score after one inning is 0-0. We'll head to the top of the second. You're here on the County Channel. All right, head back here for the top of the second.
Dre Mitchell.
And we're ready for the first pitch at the top of the second.
Favorite player is Josh Bell. Good player Josh Bell is, first baseman for the Pirates. I gotta ask Fergus.
And first pitch is in there, swing and miss for strike 1. And I apologize, the pitcher for Gregg Park is number 9, Preston McNair. Must have wrote that down wrong in the lineup. Sorry, still early morning here for us at the state tournament. So 0-1 count here, and Preston's ready for the second pitch, and it's in there. Check swing, and as of now it's a ball, and home plate umpire checks with third base umpire, and he says the same thing. So 1-1 count here. Batting for Sumter is number 11, Carson Todd.
Batting first for the Bears is home baseman number 1, Chase Kelly.
Preston made quick work of the Sumter All-Stars in the first inning. He's ready for the next pitch here to Carson. Inside corner, and it is a ball. It looks like that one called the umpire. So 2-1 count here to Carson Todd.
Below down a strike.
Called strike.
Nothing in 1.
2-1 count here, no outs in the top of the second. Here comes a pitch from Preston. Inside again, ball 3. So Carson's ahead of the count here. 3-1 from Preston McNair. Preston looks like he plays shortstop, catcher, and pitcher. A lot of positions that Preston played, and he's a Atlanta Braves fan. Good, basically a hometown team here in South Carolina. Here comes the next pitch from Preston, outside corner for strike 2. So full count here to the leadoff batter in the top of the second. Carson Todd batting for the Sumter All-Stars. And here comes the payoff pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed, but catcher did drop the ball and throw it to first, and he overthrew the first baseman. But good backup by the right fielder for Gregg Park. And even though Preston gets a strikeout, runner did advance on the error by the catcher, throwing it to first base. Next up the bat for the Sumter All-Stars will be number 19, Dre Mitchell.
Now batting number 19, Jermaine.
Jermaine made a nice play there in the bottom half of the first. That was a hard hit ball by the pitcher, Preston McNair. But Dre Mitchell nabbed it and threw it over to first for out number 3 in the bottom half. Here's the first pitch from Preston, outside for ball 1. 1-0 count, runner on first here for Sumter in the top of the second. No outs. Here comes the next pitch from Preston, and it's high for ball 2, so quickly he's behind 2-0 to the hitter. A beautiful day out here this morning. It is a little warm, but we're fortunate enough to have games in the morning for today. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch from Preston. And low in the dirt for ball number 3. So he's showing. Yeah, he's got it. So 3-0 count here to the shortstop, number 19, Dre Mitchell. Carson has a short lead over there on first, and here's the pitch from Preston in there for strike 1. So 3-1 count now. No outs and a runner on first base. Dre plays shortstop and third base for Sumter. Favorite baseball player is Manny Machado. A very good defensive player in the major leagues. And here's the next pitch from Preston. Outside corner for strike 2, so he's fought back to make the count full here on the shortstop Mitchell for Sumter. So 3-2 count, no outs, runner on first base. Here's the payoff pitch from Preston. In there, strike 3 looking. So Preston grabs him another strikeout for the Gregg Park All-Stars. That'll be 1 out here in the top of the second. Coming on to bat for Sumter will be number 7, Joseph Chapman.
Joseph Chapman.
I might have missed it. Yeah, is it Chapman? Joseph Chapman? Yeah, Chapman. So 1-0, that was a ball there for Preston. Apologize for that. So 1-0 count. Preston toes the rubber. He's ready for pitch number 2. Here it comes. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 count here to the batter for Sumter, Joseph Chapman. Joseph's favorite team is also Atlanta Braves. He plays first base and outfield for the Sumter All-Stars. Here's a pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Quickly ahead of Joseph, 1-2 to the batter. 1 out here in the top of the second. Runner on first base for the Sumter All-Stars. Joseph's favorite food is salad and restuffed potatoes. Here's the pitch from Preston in strike 3 of swinging. So he takes down Joseph Chapman for out number 2. So 2 outs here for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Runner on first, and out to bat will be number 4, Ford Wilder for the Sumter All-Stars.
Ford Wilder.
Here comes Joe Knox, the bat. The extra hitter for Union. Favorite fruit is steak, favorite team, the Mets. I gotta talk to him about that.
So 1-0 count here to Ford Wilder.
High hit fly ball.
Preston McNair having a solid inning again for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Here's the next pitch. In their first strike.
Ends the first inning with mid-range.
1-1 count here to Wilder.
1-0.
And Preston also wants to be a pro baseball player. All these guys, it's nice to see that they want to continue playing the game they love as they get older. I'm sure the salary has nothing to do with it as well. Here's the next pitch from Preston. Little outside for ball 1-2, yeah. All right, now I'm sorry, the 1-2 count. I thought it was 2-1. It's a 1-2 count here on the hitter Ford Wilder. And here's the pitch from Preston coming in there for strike 3. And Preston grabs him another strikeout. So after the top half of the second inning, we had one runner left on, nothing hurt. Still the score is 0-0. We'll head to the bottom half of the second. You're on the County Channel. We'll see you soon. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the second inning. Impressive stat in half inning for the pitcher Preston. 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. First strikeout runner got on base, but great inning there for Preston. Leading off for the Gregg Park All-Stars would be number 25, Will Hicks. And here's a pitch coming from Drew in there for strike 1. So 0-1 count here. Started strong by the pitcher Drew Ferriell for the Sumter All-Stars. And here comes the next pitch from Drew. Low in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 count here. Bottom of the second, that's correct.
Pitches all the way to the screen, and Joe Knox is going to take second.
You don't want anything to break while I'm going down?
It's a wild pitch on Landon below.
Water? You want your monster in the refrigerator?
Puts another runner in scoring position.
And pitch by Drew hits Will, but he gets a free pass to first base. Took it well. So no outs here in the bottom of the second. And we have a runner on first base for Gregg Park. Next up to bat will be number 11, Ethan Bentley. Ethan actually participated in a 3-point contest last night for the Gregg Park All-Stars. I think all the kids had a good time at the banquet and opening ceremonies. So run on first for Gregg Park here, no outs. Ethan also wants to be a pro baseball player when he grows up. Favorite player is Ronald Acuna Jr. having a great year for the Atlanta Braves. Also did well in the home run derby earlier in the week. Favorite song for Ethan is Old Town Road. Never heard that song before. You haven't been listening to the radio. All right, so it looks like we're about ready for the first pitch to Ethan. Outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count to Ethan Bentley. Drew had a pretty easy inning for the Sumter All-Stars in the first. Here's the next pitch from Drew, and it's in there for a strike, 1-1 count. Drew's favorite team is the Yankees. The New York Yankees having a great season. They might have a record-breaking season from the sounds of it if they keep winning. 1-1 count. Here's the next pitch from Drew. A little low for ball 2. 2-1 count here to Ethan. Run on first, Will Hicks hit by a pitch.
Favorite movie is The Avengers. Favorite sports idol, Mike Trout. 6 RBIs last night for the Los Angeles Angels, who threw a combined no-hitter.
Next pitch here coming in from Drew. Another one just a tad low, so that's a 3-1 count. 3-1 count here to Ethan Bentley. No outs here in the bottom of the second.
Out number 3.
Angels starting pitcher who passed away earlier this month.
Drew toes the rubber. He's ready for the next pitch. Just a little bit inside for ball 4. So Gregg Park's got a little bit going on here with no outs. Runners on first and second here in the bottom of the second inning. Now to bat for Gregg Park will be number 7, Jackson Flowers.
We had 26, fellas, 26. I got a new pitcher, it looks like
Jackson's father's the head coach for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Here's the first pitch from Drew. In there for a strike, so quickly up 0-1 on the batter, Jackson Flowers,
new pitcher for Bluffton is Walker Mix.
who wants to be a YouTuber or streamer. This would be a pretty easy job to have in the future. Here's the next pitch to Jackson. Inside, almost hits him, and it gets by the catcher. Runners will advance to second and third, so no outs here in the bottom of the second. Gregg Park got a lot going for him here. Runners on second and third. So 1-1 count here to Jackson Flowers. Jackson plays third base, and he also does a little pitching for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Here's, Drew steps off the rubber. Wants to reset here for the next pitch. Looks like he's ready for the next pitch. Here comes low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count here to Jackson Flowers. Toes rubber. Here's the pitch to Jackson. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So 2-2 count. No outs. Really, Gregg Park really needs Jackson to put the ball in play here, preferably on the ground or out there in the outfield for a hit. But Drew Ferrier looking to. Next pitch is fouled off. Line drive foul down the first base line. So 2-2 count here. Still to Jackson Flowers.
Strike 1.
All right, looks like Drew's here for the next pitch. Here he goes. In there, swung on and missed for strike number 3. So Drew battles out there and gets his first out of the inning for the Sumter All-Stars. So 1 out, runner still on second and third. Next at the bat for the Gregg Park All-Stars been number 6, Logan Rary. Logan's favorite player is also Ronald Acuna Jr., and he wants to be a Marine when he gets older. Oh, first pitch to Logan's low in the dirt. Good play by the catcher, Carson Wilson, to keep it in front of him, ball number 1. Logan might end up back down here in the low country one day if he wants to be a Marine. Paris Island, right down the road, across the bridge in Beaufort. So 1-0 count here to Logan. Drew wants to reset, step off, and get a new pitch. So 1-0 count here to Logan. Here's the pitch from Drew, squaring around a bunt. Looks like he did. Did he? No, I guess they said he pulled it back. So 2-0 count. I thought he definitely went for that pitch, but The umpire saw different. So 2-0 count. 2-0 count here to Logan. Third baseman for Sumter's way up. Another bunt showed, but low in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-0 count. Third baseman, number 9, Jeremiah Bursons, way up there ready for the possible bunt. So the pitcher for Sumter, Drew Ferriel's behind 3-0, and here's his next pitch. Little outside, but for ball 4, so that loads the bases for Gregg Park. Bases are juiced and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And the batter will be number 1, Caden Hamilton for Gregg Park. So Drew's going to have to battle here to get out of this trouble he's gotten into. Bases loaded, 1 out, and here's the pitch. Little low for ball 1, so 1-0 count here on the batter, number 1, Caden Hamilton. Here's the next pitch to Caden. Swung on inside, way inside, but Caden took a swing at it. In there for strike 1. So 1-1 count on Caden Hamilton, who wants to also be a Marine when he gets older. It would be great for these guys, and glad to see they want to serve their country. Here's the next pitch to Caden on the outside corner for strike 2. So 1-2 count now, 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. Caden's also an Atlanta Braves fan, and favorite player on the team is Ozzy Albies. All right. Caden plays 2nd in outfield for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Next pitch coming in here to Caden, swung on and missed, so Drew has battled back here in the bottom of the 2nd. Bases are juiced, but now there are 2 outs for the Sumter All-Stars. They're looking to get out of this inning without any damage. But Gregg Park's Landon Kirkbride, number 10, he's looking to create some damage here for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Landon's favorite player, or sports idol, is Babe Ruth. Oh, Babe Ruth. He's also a Atlanta Braves fan, and he does want to be either a pro baseball player or a NASCAR driver when he gets older. I hear you, Landon. All right, here comes the first pitch from Drew to Landon. In there for strike 1, so quickly 0-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. Bases are loaded. Gregg Park hoping to break open the game right here early on. No runs on the scoreboard yet. Here's a pitch from Drew in the dirt. Gets by Carson a little bit, but still a good stop. And Carson's made some nice plays early on here. Keep the ball in front of him. He also has thrown a attempted stealer out at second base. So 1-1 count here. I think one of our umpires, Dennis McDaniel, is going to give Carson a little time here. It looks like he took a ball off the leg and needs a little rest there. It looks like we're ready to resume play. So 1-1 count here to Landon Kirkbride. Bases are loaded. 2 outs here, and here's a pitch from Drew. Barely outside. That'll make it 2-1 here to Landon. Here's Drew. He's ready for the next pitch. Outside low for ball 3, so 3-1 count. Landon's way ahead here, the batter for Gregg Park, Landon Kirkbride. Bases are loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. Looks like Drew from Sumter's ready for the first pitch or next pitch. Here it comes. Low and gets by the catcher. That will get 1 run home on ball 4. So we finally got a run on the scoreboard. Gregg Park takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd. Bases still loaded for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Looks like Sumter's coach is going to come out actually to make a pitching change for Sumter. Looks like number 11 Carson Todd is going to come in to pitch for the Sumter All-Stars.
1-0 pitch on the way.
Y'all want to go to a break or not?
And the count's even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Number 11.
No, they play
This is a
6.
12-team double elimination.
Do y'all want to go to break or stay live?
Starts off
I'm
with
fine.
a strike.
So lottery baseball, we're going to see over the course
10-4.
of the next 5 or 6 days.
Do you have 38 for pitch count for
We
Ferrier?
have Oscar Frazier running in
Yeah.
line.
Yes, 38 is correct, and 11 is now pitching.
1-1 pitch catches the strike zone. The count's
Get to the
1-2.
third baseman, easy throw over to first for your first out.
1-0 Union County.
Now pitching for your Sumter County All-Stars, number 11, Carson Todd.
Wolf leads off first.
Now hitting
Final
for
pitch
this one,
count
number
for
4,
Sumter
Gregg.
All-Stars, Drew Ferrier, 38.
And that's the first.
Johns. All right, here for the first pitch from Carson Todd to batter number 16, Alden Randall, and he'll be in there for a strike. So 0-1 count here to Alden Randall. I want to thank some of our sponsors, Jimmy Johns and Station 300, Mickelson Law Firm. Thank them for sponsoring this tournament. Here's the next pitch from Carson. Swung on and missed. Nice little change up there from Todd. So 0-2 count here quickly to the batter, Alden Randall. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Gregg Park did get on the board right there with a base on ball to number 10, Landon Kirkbride. Here's the next pitch from Carson. Swung on and missed. So Carson, 3 pitches and a strikeout there for the Sumter All-Stars to get out of the inning. So, but not before Gregg Park gets on the scoreboard. After 2 innings, score is Gregg Park 1, Sumter 0. We'll be right back. You're here on the County Channel.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here to start the top of the third. Preston McNair, number 9 for Gregg Park, still on the mound. Leading off the top of the third for the Sumter All-Stars will be number 27, Marion Davis.
Leading off your Sumter County
All-Stars, number 27, Marion Davis.
Preston's
1-0 Union.
held the Sumter All-Stars scoreless here through 2 innings. Looking to do the same here in the third. All right, looks like he's ready. Here comes the first pitch. In there for strike with number 1. Quickly up 0-1 on Marion.
Dope it like swings, the New York Yankees.
Marion, favorite baseball players, Mike Trout. Heck of a player there for the Los Angeles Angels, excuse me.
Favorite movies, American Sniper.
Next pitch here from Preston. Swung on and missed. Actually, it might have been fouled back. I apologize. Quickly 0-2 on Marion.
Make a note to self.
Marion plays shortstop, and he also does a little pitching for the Sumter All-Stars.
Trying to figure out this other name.
So 0-2 count on the leadoff batter at the top of the third. Here comes a pitch from Preston. In there, woo. That was close, but it looks like it might have been a little higher, maybe a little outside. Ball 1, so 1-2 count here on Marion.
Catches the outside corner, the count goes to 2-1. On the Bluffton second
Here's
base.
next pitch coming from Preston. Swung on and fouled right there at home plate. So
Up by 1, it's 1-0.
still a 1-2 count on Marion Davis.
Murray for Greer is
2-1
50.
pitch. On the way. Tap foul up toward first. That evens the count now, 2-2.
1-2 count. Here comes a pitch from Preston. Outside, 2-2 count. So 2-2 count here from Marion. No outs in the top of the third. Still Marion Davis up to bat. Here's the next pitch from Preston. Low and outside for ball 3. So full count. Marion Davis is battling up there. 3-2 count here in the top of the third.
To the bottom of the third. Union County leads Bluffton 1-0.
Next pitch comes from Preston. There's a payoff.
Ozone state champion.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. So another strikeout for Preston. That's 5 in a row now that he's mowed down here for the Gregg Park All-Stars. So next on the bat, 1 out here in the bottom, or excuse me, top of the third will be number 14, Peyton Price. Here comes first pitch to Peyton. Low and outside, ball 1.
At the plate, number 14, Peyton Price. Also appears keeping score at home. Gregg Park substitutions. Number 10, Landon Kirkbride. 16, Alden Randall. And number 2, Satchel Reed.
So 1-0 count here to Peyton. Here comes a pitch from Preston McNair, the pitcher. Outside again for ball number 2. Peyton's favorite movie is The Sandlot. Great classic there. Favorite team is the Atlanta Braves, and favorite sports idol is Ozzy Albies. So 2-0 count here to Preston, or excuse me, Peyton Price. Here's the pitch from Preston McNair, and it's high for ball 3. 3-0 count. So 3-0 count here to Peyton Price. 1 out here in the top of the third. No runners on base for Sumter. Let's see if Preston can battle back. Here's the pitch. Inside, but it catches the corner for strike 1.
And he swings at the first pitch and pops it up. And there's out number 1 here in the bottom of the third.
All right, here comes the next pitch from Preston. Little high for ball 4, so Sumter will get a runner on here with 1 out. Peyton Price with the walk. So next up the bat will be number 12, Caden Champagne.
Now batting, number 12, Caden Champagne.
Catcher number 44, Jackson Wright, out to talk to his pitcher a little bit. Preston's had a good game so far. Live fastball that has caught the Sumter All-Stars off guard. But they do have a runner on here in the top of the third. Preston throw over to first base. Gets by the first baseman, but it looks like Runner will stay on.
1 ball, 1 strike. A count to Garrison Hooper.
0-2.
So,
Garrison likes biscuits and gravy.
so here's the pitch, Caden. The runner takes off. It looks like the throw's a little late, and he will slide in there. Number 14, Peyton Price, will get himself a stolen base there. So Sumter All-Stars now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Caden's favorite movie's Top Gun. Attaboy.
And the pitcher tries.
Strikeout number 2.
Can't quite come up with it. Just a foul ball.
Here's the pitch from Preston.
Good try there by Mickelson. Just couldn't
You
quite
can't
corral. And the count goes to 2 balls
And it's in there for a strike. 0-2 count quickly to Caden Champagne for the Sumter All-Stars.
Landon Sumter, who led off the
1 out runner on second base. Peyton's got a nice lead out there. Preston's ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strikeout. That's out number 2 for Gregg Park. Preston now has, of his last 6 outs, 6 strikeouts.
Now batting.
Runner still in scoring position for Sumter, and stepping up to the plate will be number 21, Corey Bailey. So runner on second, 2 outs. Corey looking to help him and his team out, get a runner on the. And first pitch is in there low, gets by the catcher, and the runner will take off to third and slide in safely.
as he takes strike 1 from
So that's a nice play out there by Peyton.
favorite teams, the Dodgers.
He didn't get by the catcher, Jackson Wright, very far, but Peyton Price had a nice lead out there at second base and
2, his favorite movie.
didn't hesitate and took off to third when he saw it get by him. So now a runner on third base with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch from Preston, high and inside, almost hitting the batter, Corey Bailey, but Corey got out of the way. Corey's favorite food is bacon cheeseburger. That boy, Corey. I like to have a bacon cheeseburger here in about an hour. Here's the next pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed for strike 1. So 2-1 count to Corey here in the top of the 3rd. Sumter has a runner on third base, the furthest they've had a runner on in the game so far. 2 outs, though, but they're hoping to get on the scoreboard. Gregg Park up 1-0. Here's the pitch from Preston outside, and it gets by the catcher. Here comes Peyton Price to be a play at the plate, and he is tagged out. Great play by the catcher, Jackson, right there, and Preston McNair, the pitcher, covering home. So that'll end the inning. Sumter trying to get on the board, but could not. So after 2.5 innings, we'll move on to the bottom of the 3rd. Gregg Park still up 1-0. You're here on the County Channel. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Had a little excitement there in the top of the 3rd, but leading off for the Gregg Park All-Stars will be number 2, Setcher Red. Pitching is still number 11, Carson Todd for the Sumter All-Stars. Carson's ready. Here's the first pitch to Satcher. Satcher shows bunt but pulls back for ball one. So 1-0 count here. No outs in the bottom of the third. Satcher's favorite movie is Waterboy. I like these kids have got some good movie taste, but you know I'm surprised they don't like some new movies. I like those older movies. That's good. Here's the next pitch to Satcher, and he takes it low and outside for ball two. So 2-0 count here on Satcher. Satcher wants to be an electrical engineer when he grows up. Favorite sports idol is Whit Merrifield, former Gamecock, all-star for the Kansas City Royals this season. Here's the next pitch coming from Carson. Swung on, missed by Satcher, so 2-1 count here in the bottom of the third. No outs. Gregg Park looking to extend their lead up 1-0 here in one of the first games of the Ozone State Tournament. Here's the next pitch coming from Carson. Looked like Satcher didn't want to swing, but then decided to and missed it for strike two. So 2-2 count here to Satcher. Red, no outs in the bottom of the third.
Starting us off as an MVP, Water, number 2, for Midland.
Here's the pitch coming from Carson. In there, swung on and missed for strike three. So first out in the bottom of the third for the Sumter All-Stars.
Now coming to play, 0-0.
And Gregg Park will be back to the top of the lineup with the 0-0 Timothy Smith. Carson's faced two pitchers and has two strikeouts. Let's see if he can keep the dueling up for each batter here. Here's the first pitch. Low and outside for ball one. 1-0 count here to the batter, Timothy Smith. Timothy's favorite movie is 21 Jump Street. Nice little comedy with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. He plays center field and shortstop and pitches a little bit for his Gregg Park All-Stars. Next pitch is low and outside for Carson Todd and the Sumter All-Stars. So 2-0 count here to Timothy. Bottom of the third, 1 out, no runners on base. Next pitch in there will be swung on and missed for strike one. 2-1 count here to Timothy Smith. 2-1 count. Here's the next pitch coming from Carson. Nice curveball in there for strike two. 2-2 count here in the bottom of the third. Timothy Smith, Gregg Park's going to have to battle here. Looks like we're ready for the next pitch. Here it comes from Carson. Swung on and tapped to third base. In comes the third baseman, but not in time. Good play by number 19, Jere Mitchell, but Timothy Smith, it was softly hit, and he has good speed, took off to first base and gets himself an infield single. So Gregg Park has runner on first base, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And next up the battle will be number 44, Jackson Wright, catcher for Gregg Park. Made a nice play, pass ball, but got back to it fast and threw to the pitcher Preston McNair for out number 3 last inning to keep themselves in the lead 1-0. Carson Todd, a little pick off over to first, but Timothy Smith slides in safely. So here's Carson towing the rubber, ready for the first pitch to Jackson Wright, but another throw over to first base. Still Timothy slides in safe. 1 out, runner on first base here in the bottom of the third inning. Score still 1-0, Gregg Park. First pitch to Jackson is low and outside for ball number 1. Jackson wants to be a baseball player or a contractor when he gets older. Jackson plays about every position for Gregg Park: shortstop, catcher, second base, pitcher. Anything in the infield he pretty much can play. Here comes the next pitch to Jackson, and again it's low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 count here to Gregg Park. In the bottom of the third. Next pitch coming from Carson. Here it is. Barely misses the inside corner. Might have been a little low. So 3-0 count here to Jackson Wright in the bottom of the third.
Bases loaded for Union County, 2 outs, bottom of the third.
Carson plays third base and pitches for the Sumter All-Stars. trying to battle back here. Next pitch swung on and laced to shortstop. Shortstop throws the second, but second baseman does not get there in time. And then he throws to first, and both runners are safe. So I guess that'll be infield single there for Jackson. Now Gregg Park has something else cooking here in the bottom of the third. Runners on first and second, only one out. Of the bat will be number 23, Riker Height. That was a tough play. I think the ball was hit a little bit softer than I thought, but also Timothy Smith, the runner from first, has good speed and slid into safely to second. Here's Carson's ready for the first pitch to Riker. There it is. And Timothy Smith takes off to third, and he will stand up with no throw. He had a great jump. I believe that was a strike in there to Riker first pitch. So 0-1 count, one out. Now runners both in scoring position at second and third for the Gregg Park All-Stars.
Nicholson gets his sign, a 1 pitch on the way. It's hit into center field, gotta get down for a base hit.
Here's the pitch from Carson.
For the Union County All-Stars.
A little outside, so 1-1 count now, even up for Riker.
By Tanner Harden extends the lead. It's now 3-0. Union County over.
1-1 count, one out. Runners on second and third for Gregg Park.
Number 12, Josh Brandon.
So
Here comes the next pitch to Carson, or from Carson, excuse me.
single by Tanner Harden that puts runners on first.
Swung on and fouled off to the right side, so 1-2 count now on Riker.
Josh Brandon, the batter.
He just asked me to ask.
Runners break from first and second, and it's a double steal for Union. So 2 more runners in scoring position.
So 1-2 count here to Riker Height. Riker's favorite move is also the sand line. His favorite sports idol is Mark McGwire. If he can ever hit home runs like Mark McGwire, he definitely will be a Major League Baseball player one day. Here's the next pitch from Carson. Slider outside for ball 2. So 2-2 count here to Riker. Here in the bottom of the third. 1 out, runners on second and third. Still a 1-0 ball game in favor of Gregg Park. Riker's favorite baseball team is the Minnesota Twins. Here comes a pitch from Carson. Swung on and hit to second base. Second baseman bobbles it, but will make the play at first. But not before Gregg Park double-zero. Timothy Smith comes home to score to make the score 2-0 in favor of Gregg Park. Runner from second base moves over to third. Ground ball out, but RBI ground out
Now batting, number 9.
for Riker Height.
McNair.
Now the bat will be number 9. Pitcher for Gregg Park, Preston McNair, but it looks like they're going to intentionally walk Preston.
That could count as 4 pitches? How does that enforce no pitches? No, that's right, that's why they do that, so they don't count.
Yeah. All right, so now runners on first and second. Up to bat will be number 25, Will Hicks.
Now batting, number 25, Will Hicks.
Will Hicks, I believe, is the only scorer of the game. And Preston McNair takes off to second base. Carson Todd tries to pick off the runner at third, but Jackson Wright slides back in safely. So Preston takes second, runners on second and third now. 2 outs here in the bottom of third, hitting Will Hicks for the Gregg Park All-Stars. And here's the pitch from Carson, outside corner for strike 1. Will scored last inning for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Got on base, getting hit by a pitch, and came on around and scored the only run of the game. Well, excuse me, the first run of the game, right before they scored just a minute ago. Next pitch coming to Will Hicks, 0-1 count, and it's a little low for ball number 1. So 1-1 count here, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Will's favorite move is the Bad News Bears, and favorite baseball players is Jose Altuve. Next pitch is low in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 count here to Will. Will's favorite band is Florida Georgia Line. Will plays second base for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming from Carson. Outside corner for strike 2. So 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Carson Todd, pitcher for the Sumter All-Stars, looking to get out of this inning without any more damage. Runners on second and third. Preston has a huge lead out there at second. Next pitch in there, swung on and missed for out number 3. So Carson gets out of the inning, only 1 run being scored. So that's after 3 innings. Gregg Park All-Stars 2, Sumter All-Stars 0. We'll head to the top of the 4th. You're on the County Channel. All right, we're back here on the County Channel for the top of the 4th. Gregg Park leading 2-0, but Sumter has something to say about that here in the top of the 4th. Leading off for Sumter will be number 21, Corey Bailey. Corey, unfortunately, back up because of the last out being made at home plate on the pass ball. Preston McNair still on the mound for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Here's the first pitch from Preston, fouled off to the right side for strike 1. Preston's been dealing so far here for the Gregg Park All-Stars, 8 strikeouts through 3 innings, having 1 inning where he had 4 strikeouts for his team. Preston has a live fastball. He's ready for the next pitch. Right there, perfect pitch on that side corner, quickly up 0-2 on the batter for Sumter, Corey Bailey. Corey plays outfield for the Sumter All-Stars. Here's the next pitch to Corey. Swung on and laced back up the middle. That'll be a single and a leadoff single there for the Sumter All-Stars, getting something cooking early on here in the top of the 4th, getting the leadoff hitter on. So no outs here, runner on first, and next to the bat will be number 9, Jeremiah Burson. Jeremiah plays third base for the Sumter All-Stars. Jeremiah wants to be a computer engineer when he gets older. Favorite baseball player is Jose Batista. He's a big Blue Jays fan. First pitch from Preston here to Jeremiah is high and it gets by, wild pitch gets way past the catcher. First base runner Corey Bailey will run safely down to second base. So 1-0 count. Runner on second now, no outs, and Gregg Park, manager, will trot out there to have a few words with his pitcher, Preston. He'll also talk to all of his players as well. Go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors, Sippin' Cow and Local Pie, a couple great restaurants here in downtown Bluffton. Also like to thank Jimmy John's again, Station 300,
We'd like to thank some of our sponsors.
Goalless Family Jewelers.
Walter.
We
Great
couldn't,
bowling,
like I said, we
arcades,
couldn't
lots of fun for the
do this
kids.
without these. I'd like to also thank our volunteers, my staff that's been out here. I'd like to thank the County Channel guys. They're really fortunate to be able to provide live feed and television broadcast of the games. We're really happy they can provide that for all the fans out there that are unable to attend. So here comes the next pitch to Jeremiah, and swung on and hit down the third baseline, but it looks like it's barely foul. That'll be a 1-1 count now here to Jeremiah. Like I said, runner on second base, no outs here in the top of the fourth. Sumter hoping to get on the scoreboard here. Looks like Preston's ready. A little fake pick off to second base. Toes the rubber again. Looks like he's about ready. Jeremiah Burson up to bat. Here's the pitch. Little outside, so ball 2, 2-1 count here to Jeremiah in the top of the fourth. Been a good game so far. Good pitching. Good. No, I don't believe has been any errors that I can recall so far in this game. Here's the next pitch from Preston, high and inside for ball 3. So 3-run count to the third baseman here, number 9, Jeremiah Burson. Looks like Preston's looking in for his sign. Here he goes. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, so he battles back to a full count. Full count here on the batter, Jeremiah Burson, for the Sumter All-Stars.
It's head out toward right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit and roll all the way to the wall.
So 3-2 count. Here's the payoff pitch coming from Preston McNair. Inside for ball 4, and it gets by Jackson Wright, the catcher, and Corey Bailey will take off the third base. So Sumter definitely has something cooking here. Runners on first and third now, no outs, and Sumter's back at the top of the lineup with number 5, B.J. Balls. B.J.'s playing first base right now for the Sumter All-Stars.
We're in the bottom of the fourth.
He also can play outfield. His favorite player is also Jose Altuve. He's a Houston Astros fan, and he wants to be a baseball player when he grows up as well. So runners on first and third for Sumter. No outs here in the top of the fourth. Let's see, Preston's ready. He's looking in for his pitch, asking his catcher for a sign. Toes the rubber, steps off, and runner takes off to second, but Preston won't take the opportunity to throw it down. So now Sumter has runners in scoring position, both the second and third here in the top of the fourth. Looks like Preston's ready. B.J. Balls at the bat for Sumter. Here's the pitch. High and outside, gets by the catcher, but the runner at third base, Corey Bailey for Sumter, will stay put. So 1-0 count here.
Step into the box is Kenny Sanders, number 10.
That's outside in the dirt. Runner breaks for third. Close play down there.
All right, so 1-0 count here, no outs in the top of the fourth. Preston McNair for Gregg Park. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed outside. That'll even up the count at 1-1.
3 balls and no strikes on Joe Knox.
Slow roller to
No, I haven't
second
heard
baseman,
anything.
easy throw to first for the
Pitch
third
off
out.
the way. Swung on and missed.
All right,
Now 3-1.
1-1 count here to BJ. Here's the pitch from Preston McNair. Inside, and it looks like it catches BJ on the arm. I couldn't tell if it was on the arm or on his leg, so that will load the bases up here for Sumter All-Stars. So top of the fourth, Gregg Park is up 2-0, but Sumter has loaded the bases, and there are no outs in the inning. The battle will be the catcher for the Sumter All-Stars, Carson Wilsey.
Then all the way around on the infield, pretty much straight away in the outfield.
Carson has done a good job so far behind the plate for the Sumter All-Stars. He's made a couple nice stops back there, kept the ball in front of him, and also, like I've said before, he threw out a runner in the first inning. Little pause here for Carson to tie his shoe. We'll be back in just a second. Looks like he's ready. So like I said, bases are juiced. No outs here for Sumter. And Carson looking to do some damage.
Now a little meeting between the runner, the hitter, and the coach.
Called time here. Carson's not ready just yet. All right, he's back in the box. So we're ready to resume play here. Preston McNair pitcher for Gregg Parks, ready for the first pitch to Carson. Here it is. High and inside for ball one. So 1-0 count to Carson here. This is really the first trouble that Preston has been in so far in the game, and he's pitched well so far. Looking to get out of this inning. He's got a tough road ahead with the bases being loaded and no outs. Here's next pitch to Carson, in there for strike one. So he evens the count at 1-1. Does number 9, Preston McNair. Here's the next pitch coming in from Carson. High and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count on Carson Wilsey. There's a Dansby Swanson fan. That's his favorite baseball player. He'd like to either be a pro baseball player or a manager in the major leagues one day. Carson catches, pitches, and plays a little third base for the Sumter All-Stars. Here comes 2-1 pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed. So that evens the count up at 2-2. No outs here in the top of the fourth. Sumter's got the bases loaded, hoping to get on the scoreboard. Gregg Park up 2-0 so far here in the game. But Sumter's got the bases loaded. Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Preston. Swung on, and I can't tell. I guess he didn't tip it. All right. Yeah, so I couldn't tell if it was fouled off, but it looks like it's just swung on and missed by Carson Wilsey. So that'll be the first out of the inning. So 1 out now. Bases still loaded, and number 2, Drew Ferriel, will step to the plate for Sumter. That's another strikeout there for Preston. I think that makes 9 strikeouts now for the pitcher for Gregg Park, Preston McNair. Looks like Preston's ready. First pitch to Drew. It's in there for strike 1. Quickly up 0-1 on the starting pitcher for Sumter, who was Drew Ferriel. Drew also plays short and catcher for the Sumter All-Stars. Favorite player, or Sports Styles, Derek Jeter. It's a good one to look at. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed by Drew. So quickly down 0-2. 0-2 to Drew Ferriel here in the top of the fourth. 1 out. Bases are loaded, but Sumter's knocking on the door. They just need to find a way to get the ball in play and figure out a way to get some runs in. Gregg Park leading 2-0 in the top of the fourth. So 0-2 count, Preston McNair, pitcher for Gregg Park, looking in for the signal. And here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. Still under 7.
1-1.
All right, so 0-2 count here to Drew Ferriel. 1 out, top of the fourth. Pitcher Preston McNair has held the Sumter All-Star scoreless so far, but bases are juiced.
It's out of here for a home run.
Next pitch here from Preston. Ooh, close. Maybe been a little high, a little outside, but ball 1 to Drew. 1-2 count to the Sumter All-Star.
That ties our score up at 1-1.
Hobbies Drew likes to do is fishing and water sports. Here comes the next pitch from Preston. Gets by the catcher, and Corey Bailey, the third base runner on third base, will take off, and he will slide in safely. That'll get the Sumter All-Stars on the board. Score is now 2-1, Gregg Park.
Harley's pitch.
2-2.
It's fouled off.
2-2 count. Looks like the catcher for Gregg Park, Jackson Wright, is coming. He needed to talk to some of his coaches.
Hit toward left. Good catch. Out number
The
2.
1-1 pitch on the way. Grounded softly, fielded by the third baseman. Flip to second. Heads up play for the force.
All right, looks like we're about ready to resume, but now we have runners on second and third. Sumter gets on the board now 2-1, still in favor of Gregg Park, but only one out here. Drew Ferriero to bat for Sumter. 2-2 count. Pitcher Preston McNair looks like he's ready for the next pitch. Here it is. Swung on and fouled off. Drew Ferriero battling up there for the Sumter All-Stars.
2 outs now.
We're all tied, 1-1.
And that brings up Ryland Lancaster to the plate. She fouls at third base side.
Hey, Chief, that's why they do home run balls at the end of the game.
4-0 Union County. 33.
All right, 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Preston. Outside, barely. That'll be ball 3. That'll bring the count full. So 3-2 count, 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
This is outside, and the count is even now. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryland Lancaster.
I don't think we have them.
No, they were sitting right there.
Oh, I don't know.
Here we go.
Down there now. 3-2 count. Here's a pitch from Preston to Drew. Swung on and fouled off. Drew Ferriero battling up there for the Sumter All-Stars.
No swing, says the first base umpire. And the count's 2-1 Chief to Ryland Lancaster.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh, you do know we do home run balls, right? At the end of the game, they'll announce the kid who hit the home run. And they'll
I don't have a clue about anything.
Oh, I'll just let you know they present the ball to them. So.
Harley gives the runner at first.
All right, 3-2 count here from Preston. Here it is. Oh, strike 3, and the umpire will ring up Drew Ferriero. Tough for him. That was a good at bat for the Sumter All-Star. So that'll be out number 2. Another strikeout for the Gregg Park pitcher, Preston McNair.
Number 11, Carson Todd.
On first, and a run in here in the bottom.
Now at the bat for the Sumter All-Stars will be number 11, Carson Todd, looking to get another run in for the Sumter All-Stars and tie up this game.
Another runner in scoring position for Union County.
So runners on second and third.
Ball 2 strike count, full count.
2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Preston McNair's towing the rubber, ready for the pitch. Outside for ball 1. Been a good game so far. Carson Todd's favorite sports idol is Jacob DeGrom. Great pitcher. Atlanta Braves are his favorite sports team. Here's the pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed to even the count at 1-1.
So number 8, ball strike, 1-1.
And now Landon Sumter.
The home run that we need to announce. Okay.
So I'll walk up.
All right, so 1-1 count to Carson Todd. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Pitcher Preston McNair still on the mound. Here's the next pitch, and it's outside.
Soft roller to the second base.
Big lead on third base for Sumter, Jeremiah Burson. Catcher for Gregg Park, Jackson Wright. Thought about throwing over there, but he slides back in safely. No throw on the play. So 2-1 count here to Carson Todd, looking to help himself. He's on the mound right now for Sumter. Here's the pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed again. 2-2 count here to the Sumter All-Star. 2 on and 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Sumter looking to even up the score. We have time on the field. Oh, looks like they're ready to resume. So 2-2 count here to Carson Todd. Like I said, he's looking to help himself out here, get some, at least a run or 2 runs in here with a base hit. Here's the pitch from Preston. Outside for ball 3, so the count is now full. Full count here to number 11, Carson Todd.
Driven to the third baseman. Nice throw across the field.
Here's a payoff pitch from Preston. Swung on and missed, and he gets out of the inning. Another strikeout for Preston McNair. But not before the Sumter All-Stars get on the board. After the top half of the fourth inning, the score is 2-1. We'll go to move on to the bottom of the fourth. You're here on the County Channel. We'll see you in a minute. All right, we're back ready for action in the bottom of the fourth inning. Looks like for the Sumter All-Stars, Carson Todd will remain on the mound. Leading off the bottom of the fourth for Gregg Park will be number 11, Ethan Bentley. Good game so far. Gregg Park took a 2-0 lead. Sumter managed to get a run home in the in the top of the fourth. 2-1 game now. Gregg Park looking to extend their lead here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch here from Carson. In there for strike. 0-1 count early to Ethan Bentley. No outs in the bottom of the fourth. Oh, 1 count. Here comes the pitch. Looks like a little low to even up at 1-1 to Ethan Bentley. Ethan plays outfield and third base for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Next pitch to Ethan inside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Starting to heat up outside, both on the field and in the stands. Next pitch coming in there for Carson. Oh, high and inside, and Ethan has to fall out of the way to get out of the way of the pitch. So 3-1 count. Carson Todd, the Sumter All-Stars, behind on the batter, Ethan Bentley. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed to even it up, not even it up, but run the count full. So full count here, no outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch from Carson. Swung on and missed. That'll be strike 3 and the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Next up the bat for Gregg Park will be number 7, Jackson Flowers. Jackson plays third base and pitches for the Gregg Park All-Stars. His favorite sports idol is Peyton Manning. Not a bad person to look up to. First pitch to Jackson. Swung on and missed for strike 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. 0-1 count on Jackson Flowers.
Murray goes down swinging for your first out.
Here comes the next pitch. in there for strike 2. So quickly down 0-2 is Jackson Flowers. Carson Todd on the mound for Sumter's pounding the zone right now. He's ready for the next pitch. Ooh, a little high, I guess. A little high. 1-2 count on Jackson Flowers. Jackson's got a pretty solid curveball. Carson's ready, got his sign. Here's the pitch. A little low and outside for ball 2. So 2-2 count on the hitter, Jackson Flowers, whose favorite food's pancakes. A 2-2 pitch coming from Carson Todd. Swung on and ground to the left side. Snapped by the third baseman, Jeremiah Burson, and makes the play. Nice play by Jeremiah there at third base. So that's 2 outs. 2 outs in the inning. And up to bat will be number 6, Logan Rary. So 2 outs quickly for the Sumter All-Stars, looking to head to the 5th inning and try to get more runs on the board. Carson's ready. Here's the first pitch to Logan, in there for strike 1. So 0-1 count here to Logan early on. Logan likes any type of food. Attaboy. Here's the next pitch to Logan. It's low for ball 1. So 1-1 count here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Logan also likes playing football, basketball, and also likes running. So 1-1 count. Carson Todd toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. A little low for ball 2. So 2-1 count to the batter, Logan Rary, for the Gregg Park All-Stars. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Score is 2-1 in favor of Gregg Park. Here's the pitch to Logan, in there for strike 2. Counts even up at 2-2.
Correct everything I just said. There's a runner at third, and I guess 2 outs.
I'm sorry, 2-1. Carson's looking in there for his sign. He's ready. And here's the pitch. A little low. That'll be ball 4. I'm sorry, we got it behind a little there in the count. But that'll put a run on first base here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th for Gregg Park. Now at the bat will be number 1, Caden Hamilton.
Caden Hamilton.
So 2 outs, runner on third, top of the 5th, and a 0-2 count. The land is low. We'll get this straight out next.
Oh, okay. 15 pitches. Out the bat will be number 1, Caden Hamilton. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th for Gregg Park. Here's a pitch from Carson. Taking off is the runner, and Carson Wilson will throw down, but the runner will stand up safely first with a stolen base. So now Gregg Park has the runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-1 count to the batter, Caden Hamilton. 2 outs. Here's the next pitch to Caden. Swung on, hit to center field. It's going to fall for a hit. Runner is taken off to home. Play at the plate, but he will stand up safely. The runner will take off to second, but he called him safe. All right, well, it looks like the runner thought he was out. Looked like the shortstop thought he was out, but the umpire calls him safe. So a run will score from Gregg Park. Big hit there for Caden Hamilton. Gregg Park to extend their lead to 3-1.
Now batting.
They'll revert back to.
Who's up the bat?
They'll revert back to. All right, now at the bat will be 0-0 Timothy Smith. Yeah. I think they revert back to 9. I think they revert back to 9 after they bat around.
Misses, and the count, I think, full 3-2.
I was confused. That's 0-0 Timothy Smith.
Timothy Smith hits a line shot to left field. Runner will stay put at third base. So now Gregg Park will have runners on the corner 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
They should revert back to 9, right? Do they revert back? Do they bat through the lineup once or twice? The Union County All-Stars. Yes, so they twice.
This count is 34.
So they don't have to bat. Yeah, they revert back to 9. Ozone, Dixie Youth Baseball's 2019
Now batting, number 44, Jackson Wright.
That confused me.
Yeah. All right, so runners on first and third for Gregg Park. Up to bat will be number 44, Jackson Wright.
He's confusing all of us up here, so it's, you know, it's not just you.
Yeah, catcher change.
Lays down the
Yeah,
front
guys,
back
just
to the
FYI, they'll
pitcher.
revert back to 9. I don't know if y'all care. They'll revert back to 9 after batting through the lineup one time.
I was confused.
They bat through the lineup one time, and then they just, after you bat through the lineup, you just hit 9 hitters after
So
that.
you just
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
go all the way through the lineup after you
Mm.
go off. So everybody gets one
One bat.
and then you jump in.
That's right.
So are you sitting?
All right, looks like we're going to have a catching change. I think Carson Todd is going to remain at pitcher. You know, this has to do with catchers can't,
Didn't know if we missed
after
one.
they catch a certain amount, they can't pitch. So looks like Drew Ferriel is going to come in the game as catcher for the Sumter All-Stars. Yeah.
Coming in to catch, Sumter All-Star, number 2, Drew Ferriel.
Welcome back to
Shortstop next to
They had,
Oscar Frazier from Bluffton, South Carolina.
well, they should probably. They're not on the team. We'll let Dylan know that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't need to know.
Leads off for Union County.
All right, it looks like we want to ready to resume play. Number 44, Jackson Wright will be up to bat for Gregg Park.
Gregg.
Looks like Gregg Park's runner on first, Timothy Smith, wanted to take off a little early, and play had not even resumed yet. So we have to wait for him to go back to first.
Tanner Hardin.
Again, a second game here at Field 2 at 11:30. The Bluffton American team against the Hartsfield Jordan team.
I think it's around Midland somewhere.
Via
Yeah.
live stream, BeaverCountySC.gov.
Looks like Timmy Smith took off, and Carson Todd stepped off and tried to throw him out at second.
Probably a home umpire.
Oh, never.
Baseball Ozone State
Already
Championship.
foul ball,
Is he gonna
2-1.
send him back?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
The home umpire came out. I thought he
Wayne,
called
yeah,
him back.
the home plate umpire had not still not put play back, resume play yet. So Timothy Smith for the second time has to go back to first.
Are we 0-1?
I have no count.
Yeah, yeah.
He hasn't been.
All right, so maybe we're officially about ready to play here. Let's see if Timothy takes off again.
They're on TV. They're also live streaming.
All right, Carson Todd toes the rubber, pick off to third base. He will. Third base runner will step back safely on the bag. So runners on first and third here, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, 3-1 in favor of Gregg Park. Carson Todd pick off to first. Timothy Smith will slide back safely.
Can't see the umpire well enough when he holds his fingers up to be able to.
All right, looks like Carson's ready for the pitch. Here's the pitch in there, a little low for ball 1. So 1-0 count here to the batter, number 44, Jackson Wright for Gregg Park. Gregg Park's got 1 run in, runners on first and third with 2 outs. Looking to get some more runs on the board. First base runner will take off, but he'll stand up safely. Carson Todd will step off and look as if he might make a play, but held on to the ball. So runners now on second and third for Gregg Park. Base hit could be 2. Runner on second has really good speed. Here's the pitch from Carson, swung on and missed. So count is even at 1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
County All-Stars. Last chance for Bluffton coming up as we head to the top of the 6th. Union County, the no-hitter still intact. And they lead.
All right, 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Carson. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count.
Baseball championship on the Beaufort County Channel. We'll be right back.
The runner was going, and he was called back due to a foul ball.
That's for the thrown out. Yes. Okay.
All right, so 2-1 count to the batter, Jackson Wright. Pitcher Carson Todd. Here it is, and it's a little high and inside for ball 3. 3-1 count now on the batter, Jackson Wright. All right, so 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch from Carson. Low and inside for ball 4. So bases are loaded now for Gregg Park here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting, number 23.
Coming to bat will be
Riker
number
Height.
23, Riker Height. So bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Gregg Park's looking to blow the game wide open with a base hit. Here's a pitch from Carson. High and inside for ball 1.
Thank you. Would you repeat?
The runner usually takes third on a pass ball.
Thank you, Coach. Number 4.
Ball outside, 2-0 count now to Jackson Wright.
Counts 2-2.
So 2-0 count. Carson's Todd looking to get back in the zone here. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. So 2-1 count now on the batter, Riker Height.
Christian Giles has taken over on the mound for the Union County All-Stars. And he'll try to preserve both a no-hitter and a victory for Union County. As Bluffton with their
Bases are juiced here for Gregg Park here in the bottom of the 4th. Sumter trying to get out of this with minimal damage. Already 1 run in on the inning. Looks like Carson's ready for the next pitch. Here it is. High for ball 3. Riker had a duck to get out of the way of that one. So 3-1 count here to the batter, Riker Height.
CountySC.gov. Bluffton American team versus the Hartsfield Northern team right here on field.
Here's the pitch from Carson. Low for ball 4. So that'll walk in a run there for the Gregg Park All-Stars. Score is now 4-1. 4-1 in favor of Gregg Park. Bases are still loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom 4th, and looks like Sumter's coach is going to come out here to talk to Carson.
Gregg Park All-Stars.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So now pitching for Sumter. Looks like it's going to be number 13, Carson Wilsey. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Into center field, a base hit. And that's Bluffton's first hit of the afternoon.
Up to bat for Greer
So
will
the
be
no-hitter no
Zion
longer
Anderson.
intact for the Union County All-Stars. It's a leadoff single for Bluffton.
Now batting number 17, Tyler Wolf.
Tyler Wolf now stands in.
What did you have final count for Todd?
All right, we're back here. Preston McNair out to bat for Gregg Park. First pitch from Carson Wilson be outside for ball one. Gets by the catcher a little bit, but Drew Farrell scampers over to get it without any damage. Bases loaded here, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Preston McNair, the pitcher for Gregg Park, out to bat, looking to help himself out here, get some more runs on the board to give him more of a cushion out there. It looks like Carson's ready. Here's the next pitch. Low and outside for ball two. So 2-0 count here on Preston McNair, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Gregg Park's had a lot of runners on base today. Sumter's done a good job of narrowing the damage, but they're hoping to do the same here. Here's the next pitch from Carson, in there for strike one. 2-1 count here to Preston McNair. Here's the pitch inside, almost hit Preston, but barely missed. So 3-1 count here on Preston McNair, the batter for Gregg Park, whose favorite sports titles, Cam Newton and Freddie Freeman. 2 good ones. So 3-1 count here, 2 outs, bases are loaded. There's nowhere to put Preston. So a walk here would get home another run for Gregg Park. So 3-1 count, here's the pitch. Carson's ready, here it comes. Low and outside, ball 4, and that will bring home another run for Gregg Park. That'll be 5-1 now in favor of Gregg Park here in the bottom of the fourth. Bases still loaded.
Now batting, number 25, Will
Hicks. A slick double play by the Union County All-Stars. And they defeat the Bluffton National All-Stars 4-0.
All right, so now batting for Gregg Park will be number 25, Will Hicks. Bases still loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. 5-1 is your score. Gregg Park looking to make more damage. Here's the pitch, low and outside, ball 1.
Come up short 4-0. This is a double elimination tournament. Still plenty of time for Bluffton.
1-0 count here to the batter, Will Hicks. Here's the pitch from Carson. In there, swung on and missed, so there's your first strike. 1-1 count here to Will Hicks. 1-1 count, here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the backstop. So Carson gets ahead of the hitter, Will Hicks. 1-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
Thanks to one and all for your support. We couldn't do it without you. And until 11,
all right.
35 minutes or so from now, I'm Jody Vermilia. Thanks for tuning in.
Carson's ready. He toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It gets by the catcher. So Drew just flips it to Carson, covering home plate for out number 3. But not before the Gregg Park All-Stars add a couple runs. Score is now 5-1 in favor of the home team, Gregg Park. We'll move on to the top of the 5th. Your score, 5-1 Gregg Park. We're on the County Channel. See you in a minute. All right, we're back here in the top of the fifth.
County All-Stars, number 19,
Score is Gregg Park 5,
Mitchell.
Sumter All-Stars 1. Still on the mound for Gregg Park be number 9, Preston McNair. Preston's had a good game so far. I think he has about 10 strikeouts on the day. He's been dueling, pounding the zone all day. Batting will be number 19, Gregg Mitchell for Sumter. First pitch in there for a ball, 1-0 count. No outs here in the top of the fifth.
So they'll just use him for the rest of this batter. Because he
Go
can
past
complete-
85,
he
same
can-
batter.
Yeah, he can complete the batter.
All right, so 1-0 count. Preston's ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. 1-1 count here to Dre, who's a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. Favorite movie's Creed 2. Really good movie. I actually thought Creed 2 was better than Creed 1. And Dre also plays football. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, tapped to the third base side. Preston McNair, the pitcher, tries to run over there, but couldn't get there in time. And Mitchell will have himself an infield single. So Sumter getting the leadoff batter on board for in the top of the fifth. So top of the fifth inning, runner on first, no outs, and up to bat for Sumter will be number 7, Joseph Chapman. Preston's ready. Here's a pitch. Runner takes off. Jackson, the catcher, throws down, but not in time. Dre Mitchell will slide in safely for a stolen base. So now a runner in scoring position, no outs here in the top of the fifth for Sumter. Batting Joseph Chapman. Joseph's favorite sports idol is Albert Pujols. Great batter for years in Major League Baseball. Here's the next pitch. Joseph swung on and missed. So 1-1 count now to the batter, Joseph Chapman. Looks like it'll be the last batter for Preston. Swung on and missed by Joseph. So Chapman's now, or excuse me, McNair's now ahead of the batter. 1-2 count here, no outs. Runner on second base here in the top of the fifth for Sumter. Looks like Preston's ready. Here's the next pitch. Inside and gets by the catcher. Mitchell, the runner on second, will take off and stand up in third base safely. So 2-2 count now on the hitter, Joseph Chapman. Preston looks in for his signal. Here's the pitch from Preston. Swung on and fouled back to the backstop. Chapman's battling up there. Joseph Chapman likes hunting and horseback riding. He wants to be an engineer or a sports coach when he grows up. So 2-2 count here, still no outs in the top of the fifth. Here's the pitch from Preston. A little high and outside for ball 3. So full count now here to the hitter, Joseph Chapman. Looks like the pitcher, Preston McNair, was kind of dumbfounded there. It was close, but still ball, full count on the batter, Joseph Chapman, here in the top of the fifth. Looks like Preston's ready for next pitch. Outside for ball 4. So Joseph Chapman will take a walk down to the first base. Runners now on first and third, and looks like that'll be it for Preston McNair due to the pitch count. Man, what a heck of a game for Preston. Great job on the mound. Threw a lot of strikes. It's a hot day out there, and I know he's got to be worn out, but that was a great job by Preston on the mound. Scores 5-1, top of the fifth. Runners on first and third.
I gotcha. Seven's going in the pitch. Got it, thank you. Sorry.
Who's now pitching for the Gregg Parr All-Stars will be number 7, Jackson Flowers. Preston McNair looks like he'll move over to third base, I believe.
Now pitching for your Gregg Park All-Stars.
Or shortstop, I
number 7,
apologize.
Jackson Flowers.
What's wrong?
She's looking for Martin here.
One down swinging for your third out.
Four Wilders.
Yeah, that
Pitch count for Izzy Rawls, 29. Izzy Rawls, 29.
Batting for your Sumter County All-Stars. Number 4, Ford Wilder.
That the pitchers or the coaches need to come up and sign their pitching affidavit. You might want to go ahead and announce that.
Or the last
Bluffton,
name
yeah,
for-
say please can a coach from Bluffton National and Union come up and sign their pitching affidavit.
We did a coach from Bluffton.
All right, now to bat for Sumter be number 4, Ford Wilder. Run on first, Joseph Chapman will trot down to second base safely. Like I said, now pitching for Gregg Park's number 7, Jackson Flowers. 1-0 count here in the top of the 5th. Runners on second and third, no outs. Sumter looking to try to get some runs on the board. Here's the pitch from Jackson. Fly ball hit to right field. Right fielder's tracking it. Tagging up from third is Dre Mitchell. Almost a play at the plate, but he'll stand up safely. Runner from second will advance over to third. So Sumter will score a run there on a sacrifice fly by Ford Wilder. The score is now 5-2 in favor of the Gregg Park All-Stars. Now to bat for Sumter will be number 27, Marion Davis. Here's the first pitch from Jackson.
You don't have any crazy names that I can't figure out. Ryan Richardson.
So 1-0 count here.
It gets through the infield. He's safe and
Marion Davis on the bat for Sumter. Here's the pitch from Jackson. Swung on and laced to the left side. Shortstop Preston McNair tries to nab it, but can't quite get to it. So a run will score for for Sumter and Joseph Chapman. So Sumter scores another one, get on the board to narrow this deficit now of 5-3. Runner on first base, 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
You're doing such a good job, man.
Thank you. All right, here comes the first pitch.
I said I heard a lot of people making fun of you.
1-0 count here to the batter, Peyton Price for the Sumter All-Stars. Runner on first base takes his lead. Jackson checks him out, but looks like he's going to come to the plate. Here's a pitch, check, swing, strike. 1-1 count now on the hitter, Peyton Price. Only 1 out here. Sumter's already got 2 runs in, looking to keep cutting into this deficit they have. Here's the pitch. Little out, or excuse me, I think that was strike. Yep, that was strike. 2-2 count, or excuse me, 1-2 count. So 1-2 count to the batter, Peyton Price. Jackson Flowers on the mound for Gregg Park. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back to the backstop. Count still 1-2. All right, 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Jackson. Runner takes off from first, but Peyton fouls it off to the backstop. So we'll have a 1-2 count here again. I'm not sure about it.
Number 13,
We gave them a bunch of them.
Matt, where did they
No.
sign this at?
On the end, it says signature.
I think there's a signature for the opposing
line
team.
drive to right field. He comes around.
I'm on there. I can't talk.
And he scores.
All right, 1-2 count here. Jackson Flowers ready for the next pitch. Runner takes off from first base and will stand up safely on a pass ball. 2-2 count here to the hitter, Peyton Price.
Yeah, it only has a place with one signature, so you get the opposing manager to sign off.
Yeah.
Right under that one.
Well, it
Pitch
says
count,
up
Seth
there.
Taylor, 34.
I don't have it in front of me.
34.
All right, here's the 2-2 count. One out runner on second base for Sumter. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the right side again. Peyton's battling up there. Yeah, but it says signature and manager. I'd say I was saying who needs to sign
Like
it.
the opposing manager.
Usually, well, the other one is for district, says opposing. All right. Jackson's ready for the next pitch. Here it is. Check swing, and the umpire's going to call him out. So that's a strikeout for Jackson Flowers. 2 outs now here in the top of the fifth. Runner on second base. 5-3 score. Now batting for Sumter's number 5, B.J. Balls, looking to try to keep Sumter alive here in the top of the fifth. Nice changeup, swing and miss by B.J. Good changeup by Jackson Flowers.
One of the teams for your next game, he gave me pronunciations of 2 of the players that you might have trouble with.
So 0-1 count, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Runner at second base for Sumter. Here's the pitch from Flowers. Swung on and roped to left center field. That's going to either get down or get out. It's going to fall in off the fence. Run will score, and B.J. Balls will stay put at first base as Peyton Price for the Sumter All-Stars will come around and score to make the score 5-4. Hard hit ball to left center by B.J. Balls. So next up to bat for Sumter will be number 13, Carson Wilsey, looking to figure out a way to either tie up this game or put Sumter ahead. Hey, make sure somebody announces over there that they need to come sign. Pitch is high and up for ball 1. B.J. Balls for Sumter takes off to second and will stand up safely. Here's the next pitch of Flowers. Runner will take off the third, but fouled off by the hitter Carson Wilsey. 1-1 count. 1-1 count, Scott. So 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Sumter's got 3 runs so far on the board, looking to add some more in this. Oh, pick off the second, and they get him. Get B.J. Balls sliding back in. He is out for the 3rd out of the inning. So that will end the top of the fifth, but not after Sumter adds 3 runs. The score is now 5-4 in favor of Gregg Park. Moving on to the bottom of the fifth. You're on the county channel.
Sumter All-Star 4, Gregg Park 5.
All right, ready here for the bottom of the fifth inning. Pitching still for Sumter All-Stars be number 13, Carson Wiltsey. Leading off the inning will be number 11, Ethan Bentley for Gregg Park. Sumter scored a few runs last inning to get it closer. It's 5-4 in favor of Gregg Park here. First pitch from Carson's in there, high for ball one. Been a good game so far. A lot of runners left on base. It's been a little slow, but we're working our way through. Next pitch in from Carson. Fouled off to the backstop for strike one. 1-1 count here, no outs in the bottom of the fifth. Gregg Park's led for the entire game here, but Sumter's been battling. All right, here's the next pitch from Carson. Way inside, but Ethan gets out of the way. Ball two, 2-1 count. 2-1. Two-1 count here to Ethan Bentley, the batter for Gregg Park. And next pitch, low for ball three. 3-1 count, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Two-one count. Here's a pitch from Carson. 3-1 count, excuse me, and that will be ball four. So Gregg Park again has their leadoff batter on base. So bottom of the fifth here, run on first, no outs. Batting for Gregg Park will be number 7, Jackson Flowers, the new pitcher for Gregg Park, out of bat, trying to help himself out a little bit. First pitch is a strike to Jackson. Carson toes the rubber. He's net ready for the next pitch. Here comes. Swung on and missed. Strike two. 0-2 count quickly. Runner on first here for Gregg Park. I think 0-2. Low ball is in the dirt. Runner takes off to second. But it was swung on and missed. So that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the fifth. So got a runner on second base. Ethan Bentley took off after that strikeout ball in the dirt. So we have a runner on first, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Coming up to bat will be number 6, Logan Rary. Carson Williams towing the rubber. Logan showed bunt but pulled back. Ball's low for ball 1. 1-0 count here, Logan. Carson steps off. Pickoff play to second. Ethan Bentley slides back in safely. Yeah, we need to change the channel. All right, looks like we're ready to resume. 1-0 count here. 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Carson's ready for the next pitch for Sumter. Here comes Logan, shows bunt in the dirt. He pulls back, so ball 2. 2-0 count now on Logan. Runner on second base with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's a pitch from Carson. Bunt. Low. Ethan takes off to third when the ball squeaks by Drew Farrell, the catcher. So now we're 3-0 count here, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Hey, what? Can one of y'all come change the channel to field 1? Just come to the press box. All right, so that ball is low for ball 4. Runner will go to first on the play. First is on runners on first and third. Now 1 out at the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, number 1, Caden Hamilton.
The channel on field 1 and let it make there's some kids on the same channel. All right, that's a strike in there. Logan Rary takes off to second base, so now we have 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
What do y'all want? You didn't get a choice.
Thank you.
What you want?
All right, so 1 out. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. So 0-2 count here to the batter. Number 1, Caden Hamilton for Gregg Park. Caden's hopefully trying to extend the lead here for the Gregg Park All-Stars. I think so. Here's the next pitch from Carson. Outside. 1-2 count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Carson's ready. Here comes the pitch to Caden. Low into dirt and pass ball. Catcher's going back. Play at the plate, and Ethan Bentley slides in safely to extend the lead to 6-4 for Gregg Park. Runner from second with Vance over to third on the play. So 1 out here. Bottom of the 5th. Score now is 6-4 Gregg Park. Hey, while I'm on this, somebody's going to kind of have to hang around the press box. While I'm on this, somebody's going to hang around the press box because there's been all kind of tip affidavit stuff. Okay. All right, 2-2 count here to the batter, Caden Hamilton. Swung on and fouled off. Oh, excuse me, I guess he missed it. Catcher goes back to get it, throws the runner out. First baseman throws it home to try to keep the runner at third. He does, but then he throws the pass, but the runner had his back turned and didn't see it. So 2 outs here now with a strikeout. Runner still on third base here in the bottom of the 5th. Out of bat will be 0-0, Timothy Smith. Scott Groom's literally just bought 3. Pitch inside. It gets by the catch, and the runner will come home and slide in to score. Run number 7 for Gregg Park. So they extend their lead on a pass ball. I'm not sure if that's pass ball or error on the catcher. He kind of just tipped off his glove there. So Gregg Park now leads 7-4, 2 outs. No runners on base now here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 count on Timothy Smith. One 1-1 count here to Timothy. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a pitch from Carson. Strike 1 there, or excuse me, strike 2. So 1-2 count now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Sumter looking to get out of this with no more damage. Pitch outside. 2-2 count now. All right, so 2-2 count here to the top of the order. Timothy Smith for Gregg Park. Carson Wilsey, the pitcher for Sumter, looking to from the windup. Carson's shaking off a couple signals. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll be Strikeout and out number 3 for the Sumter All-Stars. So we'll move on to the top of the 6th. Gregg Park extended the lead to 7-4. Sumter will have one more chance to try to stay in this game. We're on the County Channel. We'll see you in a minute. All right, leading off the top of the 6th inning for Sumter will be number 13, Carson Wiltsey. First pitch to Carson will be in there for strike 1. Still pitching for the Gregg Park All-Stars will be number 7, Jackson Flowers.
Greenwood, you can take infield, 5 minutes. Greenwood, you can take infield.
Next pitch from Jackson's outside for 1-1 count here on Carson Wiltsey. No outs in the top of the 6th. Next pitch is outside for ball 2. Inside. 3 balls in a row there for Jackson Flowers. So the count is 3-1. No outs here. Sumner looking to get some runners on base to try to tie this ball game up. Next pitch coming in from Jackson is way inside for ball 4. Runner, that'll be the leadoff runner on here for Sumter. Next up the bat will be number 2, Drew Ferriel. Leadoff, he was the starting pitcher, for Sumter. Now catching. Mark had it. Mark did this one time, I think. He flipped this up to keep that tight down there. I think instead of it pulling out. We'll talk to them afterwards. All right. Yeah. Jackson Flowers is looking in, ready for the pitch. Runner on first base, got a good lead. He takes off. Here's the pitch. He'll stand up easily for a stolen base.
And welcome back to Oscar Fraser Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. This is the 11:30 a.m. game between the Hartsfield Northern.
So 0-1 count to Drew Farrell, runner now on second base. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Jackson looks like he's ready. Here's next pitch. Swung on and popped up. High pop up in the infield. Looks like the pitcher Jackson's going to call everybody off, and he drops it. But, wow, the runner already just put his head down and started walking back to home. So Jackson ends up throwing him out at first base. It looks like the first base coach isn't too happy about that. But so 1 out, but the runner from second does come back safely into third. So runner on third base, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Up to bat now for Sumter will be number 11, Carson Todd. Jackson Flowers ready, looking in for the pitch, for the sign, excuse me. His pitch is in and swung on a miss by Carson. So 0-1 count, 1 out. Carson Wilsey is over there on third base, looking to come home to score. Sumter down 3 here in the top of the 6th, 7-4 score in favor of the Gregg Park All-Stars. Next pitch in from Jackson.
On the mound for Bluffton American is Miles Fry. Henry Parrott catches Miles Fry.
So 1-1 count here to Carson Todd. Here's the pitch from Jackson. A little outside for ball 2. So 2-1 count here, 1 out, top of the 6th.
Jackson Moore, Daniel Parker, Curtis Lear, the first 3 for Hartsfield Northern All-Stars.
Here's the pitch from Jackson. Swung on and missed by Carson Todd. So that's even the count at 2-2 for the Sumter All-Star.
Dixie Youth Baseball. This is the Ozone tournament.
Here's a pitch from Jackson, way outside. A good play by the catcher Jackson Wright to keep it from going to the backstop. So the count is now full. 1 out, runner on third here in the top of the 6th.
Jackson Moore makes his way to home plate. We're about to get going.
Jackson gets a sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the left side, out of play. So Carson will stay alive here for another pitch.
He likes ribs. Also likes the New York Yankees. His favorite movie is The Sandlot, Babe Ruth.
Greenwood, 1 minute.
As the first pitch is in there for a strike.
All right, so full count. Looks like Jackson Flowers, the pitcher for Gregg Park's ready. Carson Todd at bat for Sumter. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 3. Caught him looking. So that'll be 2 outs here in the top of the 6th now. Sumter down to their last out. Score 7-4 here in favor of Gregg Park. Now batting for the Sumter All-Stars, number 19, Dre Mitchell. Dre looking to get some runs on the board and keep Sumter alive here in the top of the 6th. Jackson's looking in. Here's the pitch. A little outside for ball 1.
Greenwood, your time is up. No further beats, you got 5 minutes. Take the field.
The volume you can go ahead and change, because nothing else will change if you want to right now.
1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Jackson. Outside ball 2. So 2-0 count here to Dre Mitchell. Here's the pitch from Jackson Flowers. In there for a strike, so there's strike 1 for Jackson Flowers. So 2-1 count here, 2 outs, runners on third for Sumter. Down 7-4 to Gregg Park, hoping to stay alive. They're down to their last out. Looks like the pitcher's ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. That's strike 2 on Dre Mitchell. So 2-2 count. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. All right, so Sumter's down to their last strike. Jackson Flowers pitching for Gregg Park. Toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted to left field high and deep, but it does not look like it's deep enough. Left fielder Ethan Bentley comes over and catches it for out number 3, and that's your ball game, folks. So it looks like Gregg Park's going to take this one early on. It's a double elimination tournament, though, so Sumter's still alive. Final score, Gregg Park 7, Sumter All-Stars 4. Thank everybody for listening to us out there. Hopefully you'll keep listening throughout the game. Got another game here at 11:30. We'll see you then. You're listening to the County Channel. Thank you.